go here. Stands back near his own end zone, fires it out, and Gorkhuber's got it! He's out past the 30, 40. Okay, we should be ready to go here. I think he's got some bumper music here. We welcome you back to Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria as we are set to bring you Game 2 of our varsity baseball doubleheader, which will start in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us on our platforms, including the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube, and also joining us on the radio at People Radio, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, and 105.7 FM, with audio at the Voice of Alexandria app. And we hope you're enjoying our coverage today. Again, our presentation on KXRA Radio of the Lars Larson Show will be interrupted here so that we can bring you Alexandria Cardinal baseball. After a 3-1 Alexandria win earlier today, the Cardinals are going for back-to-back victories, whereas Bemidji is seeking the split in the doubleheader after the Cards prevailed earlier today 3-1. Welcome to our Juettner Motors pregame show. Again, an abbreviated pregame prior to the play-by-play of Game 2, which will be starting in just a couple of minutes. I am D-Mac Dave McClurg. We've got JP Boline as our commentator here. And JP, I guess from Alexandria's point of view, the Cardinals hoping for a similar prescription as to what happened in game number 1. Get the good pitching, pretty solid defense, and just enough timely hitting.
Yeah, they needed that, and I think that it feels really good after coming away from a loss in their last game. So, you know, coming back on home field, it feels good. It feels familiar. It's an exciting day of baseball. It's a nice day. So it's a good feeling to come away with win number 1 of game number 2. So I think Alexandria is just going to try to ride the momentum. We've heard Coach Jake Munch talk before about, you know, they've had a couple games this year where the offense got going. They had a game the next day or the next coming days, and it got canceled. So this is your time to keep that offense going, keep that pitching going, and keep that defense going.
Yeah, and another nice thing, Alexandria does have 7 defeats, and the Cardinals have only suffered back-to-back defeats once this year. That was ironically losing the 2 games here at Canute 1 week ago to St. Michael Albertville and to Monticello. Alexandria putting the loss to Sartell in the rearview mirror, getting the victory over Bemidji. Now we'll try to make it 2 for 2 against the Lumberjacks. Again, we've got baseball play-by-play straight ahead. On our platforms, we're going to take our first break during an abbreviated Juettner Motors pregame show, and then we'll come back and introduce the pitching matchup after this.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard. We build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
Ford, Lincoln, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Welcome back to Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. Still a couple of minutes away from the start of the second game of our varsity baseball doubleheader. Alexandria looking for the sweep. Bemidji's Lumberjacks seeking the split after Alexandria prevailed in the earlier matchup by a score of 3-1. Your pitching matchup in Game 2 will have Bemidji throwing a second consecutive right-hander after Wyatt Turvestall threw Game 1, pitching a complete game loss for the Jacks. Gunnar Gansky will go to the hill for Bemidji, so a right-hander is going to start for the Jacks. Meanwhile, for Alexandria, a second consecutive left-hander on the hill after Landon Guest-Norling pitched a complete game victory earlier. It will be Griffin Wimmer's turn to take to the hill for the Alexandria Cardinals. So lefty versus righty, just what we had in game number 1. Neither team was able to tap into the bullpen as both starters had complete games. Landon Guest-Norling with the complete game win, giving up an unearned run on 3 hits. Meanwhile, 6 hits given up by Wyatt Turvestall, and he suffers the tough luck defeat as his team's offense was held to just a single run. That's going to do it for the Juettner Motors pregame show. Play-by-play of Alexandria Cardinal baseball after this timeout.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted Best Real Estate Company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Being locally owned here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel.
Go Cardinals!
A broken tooth? Fixed in one appointment? Yes, we do that at Dental Health Associates with our CIRAC crowns. We'll fix your tooth in one appointment, which means less time off work, less time away from your family, and more convenience for you. You're in and out in one visit.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Lawsonburg steps in to lead off game 2 of this doubleheader as he faces Alexandria left-hander Griffin Wimmer. And the first pitch of the game is a strike called to Berg. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Next pitch sails too far in, and it's 1-1. D-Mac, Dave McClurg, and JP Boline, along with our videographer Jay, bringing you the broadcast live from Arnie Backus, Glenwood State Bank Field at Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. And now we've got a ground ball left side. It's fielded by the shortstop, Brody Adelman. Throw to first, gets Lawsonburg on a close play, and there's one down. Quickly introducing the Bemidji batting order. Shortstop Berg just got retired on a grounder to his counterpart. Right fielder Jack Zellman bats now as the right fielder. Gunnar Gansky, the pitcher, will bat third. The cleanup batter is the first baseman, James Garrison. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Braylon Lucier. Heaton Brodina, the second baseman, will hit sixth. Cash Rasmus, the left fielder, hits seventh rather, as Zellman takes the strike. Cash Rasmus in the number 7 spot in the order as the left fielder. Catcher Reese Dockin will bat 8th for Bemidji, and Brennan Brower will be the DH, batting 9th for the center fielder, Miles Gish. So again, Jim Grimm, the head coach of the Bemidji Lumberjacks, puts together a batting order of Lawsonburg, Jack Zellman, Gunnar Gansky, James Garrison, Braylon Lucier, Heaton Brodina, Cash Rasmus, Reese Dockin, and Brennan Brower. Griffin Wimmer now works the count out to Zellman at 1-2. Lawsonburg was retired on a grounder to short. Now it's a 1-2 count to Zellman. Griffin Wimmer, senior left-hander, winds up and delivers a pitch that gets fouled off. The catcher in the second game of the doubleheader for Alexandria is Sam Wiseman. The infield defense has Evan Zabel at first, Nolan Fettig at second. Brody Adelman is the shortstop, and Easton Klimek is over at third base. 1-2 pitch again, rolled up the first baseline foul. The outfield defense has Ty Miller in left field for Alexandria, Zach Iverson in center field, and Connor Anderson in right for the second game of this doubleheader. Alexandria won the earlier game by a final score of 3-1. Here we're just underway in game number 2. Again, a 1-2 pitch on the way, and this one is hit left side foul, and it's still a ball and 2 strikes.
Decent battle here from Bemidji Zellman. So Alexandria trying to get 3 quick outs like they had the first couple of innings in game 1.
Yeah, but to Zellman's credit, he has fouled off some 2-strike pitches to prolong this plate appearance. He awaits another 1-2 from Griffin Wimmer. And this one's going to be rolled up the first baseline. It's going to stay fair. And right at the bag, Evan Zabel is able to make the unassisted ground ball put out. It's almost like that one was waiting for Evan Zabel to retrieve, and he gets the outs. So 2 ground ball outs and 2 gone here to start game 2 of this doubleheader.
That one had a lot of spin on it. It looked like right away it was going to go foul, but it spun back in fair and went right to Zabel. So some luck here for Alexandria. They'll take that.
And now pitcher Gunnar Gansky will step in. And he fouls a pitch off from Griffin Wimmer. It is 1 strike.
Right off the foot, too. Not what you want for your pitcher. And he was the catcher in the previous game.
Yeah, so Gunnar Gansky, multi-sport athlete for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. Of course, a very good football player during the fall season. Bemidji ended up Section 8 Class 5A runners-up to the Alexandria Cardinals back in November. Actually, late October is when that section final game was held in Alexandria. Here's a pitch that swung on, and that's hit to right field, but it's going to hang up, and Connor Anderson's going to haul it in. So good tone set by Griffin Wimmer as he sets down Bemidji in order. We're going to come back and introduce Alexandria's batting order that will face Gansky, and we'll do that after a timeout on our platforms. Glenwood State Bank scoreboarding game 2 of a doubleheader. After 1/2 inning, it's Bemidji 0, Alexandria coming up.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods. It's the right time for a getaway. It's the right time for a getaway. Let's get away.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
Gunnar Gansky is taking his warm-up tosses, and this is the batting order that head coach Jake Munch has put together for today's second game of the doubleheader. Right fielder Connor Anderson leads off. Left fielder Ty Miller bats second. Shortstop Brody Adelman is in the number 3 spot. The cleanup hitter in this game is the designated hitter Nolan Johnson. He's DHing for the catcher Sam Wiseman. Batting 5th and doing the pitching for Alexandria, Griffin Wimmer. The number 6 batter is the first baseman Evan Zabel. Batting 7th, the second baseman Nolan Fettig. Batting 8th, the third baseman Easton Klemick. And rounding out the order today for Alexandria in the second game of the doubleheader, center fielder Zach Iverson. Connor Anderson, Ty Miller, Brody Adelman, Nolan Johnson, Griffin Wimmer, Evan Zabel, Nolan Fettig, Easton Klemick, and Zach Iverson to face Bemidji's right-hander Gunnar Gansky. And Gansky is done with his tune-up tosses. The senior delivers a strike, and it's 0-1 to Connor Anderson. Connor did have a key RBI single in the 3-1 Alexandria victory earlier today. He's going to hit one out to short. Play is made. Throw to first. Close play, but Berg gets a strong throw across over to Garrison at first, and there's one away.
Good clean contact there, but a really good play there from shortstop. So Alexandria one out here early.
The defensive lineup for Bemidji has Reese Dockin behind the plate for the Jacks. James Garrison at first base, Heaton Brodina at second. Lawson Berg, the shortstop, and the third baseman is Braylon Lucier. We got a foul ball off the bat of Ty Miller, the left fielder, and it's 1 strike. The Lumberjacks outfield defense has Cash Rasmus in left. The center fielder is Miles Gish, and Jack Zellman is in right field. Here's a pitch, a bit off the plate, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bemidji hoping to get a good outing on the hill for Gunnar Gansky and hope that his teammates can give him some offensive support. Bemidji only scored an unearned run against Landing Guest Norling in the Game 1 defeat to the Cardinals, with Alexandria winning that one 3-1. Here's a pitch bounce to the right side. The second baseman for Bemidji, Heaton Brodina, makes the play, and there are 2 gone after the throw to first is successful. So Gansky getting the Alexandria batters to hit the ball into the turf to start this game. And now Brody Adelman will step up. Adelman had an RBI double in the Alexandria win earlier today. Cardinals now 9-7 after that Game 1 victory. Bemidji with the defeat, also 2 games over 500, but the Jacks have had limited number of games on the schedule completed, only 8. But I believe before the start of the section tournament, Bemidji is going to play anywhere from 10 to 12 more games. Here's a little slow bouncer, third base line, and it's going to spin foul. Lucier decided to be spectator as that bouncer was going down the third base line, and there the spin was favorable for the Jacks. Brody Adelman will come back to the plate now with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, really smart play from Lucier there at third base. I mean, if he would have picked that up and tried to play it, I don't think he would have gotten him. So a good idea just to let it ride out, and it worked in Bemidji's favor.
2 out, nobody on base. We're in the last of the first inning. Again, Alexandria the home team in this game. Next year, if the Cardinals and Bemidji play a doubleheader, each team will be the home team one time, because Bemidji will then be a full-fledged member of the Central Lakes Conference, the 11th member school of the CLC.
And it's just improving year by year. I mean, Detroit Lakes entered this last year, and they added a lot of good competition, so it's just getting better.
1-2 now to Brody Adelman. Next pitch is lined into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Adelman making the turnaround first. He's going for 2, and he'll slide in safely ahead of the throw. So Adelman goes to the opposite field and doubles into right. And Alexandria has a 2-out base runner here for designated hitter Nolan Johnson.
Yeah, and just a really nice swing there. Good opposite field. And, you know, it being opposite field, he was able to get a good jump and get a good run to second base. And Alexandria did a good job when players were on second, even with 2 outs in the first game. So trying to do that again.
Nolan Johnson would like to press the rewind button here to the bottom of the first inning in game 1 when he delivered an RBI single. He's got an opportunity to do that here, and he'll swing and foul one off. 1 strike is the count. This is our 4th of 5 regular season Alexandria Cardinal baseball games that we plan on featuring on our platforms. The other will be youth baseball night this coming Tuesday night, when the Cardinals host Sauk Rapids Rice with a 7 o'clock varsity start. 0-1 to Nolan Johnson. Next pitch is low and in. It gets away from the catcher, Dockin, and that one is going to allow Brody Adelman to advance to third base. I think that will go as a wild pitch to Gunnar Gansky to move Adelman down to third.
Yeah, it could have gone maybe either way, but yeah, it would go wild pitch as well. And I don't think there was a wild pitch for Bemidji in the first game.
No, the Gansky, as the catcher in that game, did a nice job at keeping everything in front. Ground ball to the right side. The first baseman, Garrison, makes the play. He'll flip over to first, where Gunnar Gansky is able to get the put out as the pitcher. So that's first baseman to the pitcher covering 3-1, and the threat is over for Alexandria in the last of the first. Brody Adelman hits the 2-out double, but he gets stranded at third. And through 1 in game 2 of this varsity baseball doubleheader, the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard has goose eggs. It's Alexandria nothing, Bemidji nothing.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
First Western. You can bank on us.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for people who have experience and are willing to work hard. For those that do, you can earn up to 6 figures working for my company. Give me a call and visit my website, because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Along with our videographer Jay and my broadcast partner JP Boline, this is D-Mac, Dave McClurg. We come to you this evening from Arnie Bacchus, Glenwood State Bank Field at Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. It's the second game of a baseball doubleheader. Alexandria won game 1 3-1. We are scoreless into the second game, and in the top of the second inning, James Garrison, the left-handed hitting first baseman, will lead off. Garrison is in the cleanup spot for a second consecutive game. It's a lefty-lefty matchup with Griffin Wimmer on the hill for Alexandria. First offering is in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
A tough, underrated tough thing in doubleheaders in baseball and softball. You get a different behind the plate umpire as well, so different strike zones too. You got to adjust. You're not going to have the same as the in the prior game, so that's one thing to keep in mind too.
Yep, so far Griffin Wimmer has enticed 3 outs that have been put into play by Bemidji batters, so no strikeouts. In fact, Gunnar Gansky enticed 3 Alexandria batters to put the ball in play to get outs recorded in the bottom of the first. Alexandria with the only hit of the game, and the Cardinals have the only base runner to this point. Here's the next pitch. It bounces up to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now to James Garrison. Braylon Lucier is the on-deck hitter, and then Heaton Brodina will follow for Bemidji. The Jacks were held to 3 singles by Landon Guest-Norling, who yielded an unearned run in the Alexandria win earlier today, 3-1. Here's the next pitch, and it is inside. 2 balls, and I believe the count indicating 3-1, at least on the board. So 3 balls, 1 strike.
That must have hit the bat or something, because it sure sounded like it hit something.
Yeah. Now, I was wondering if it maybe nicked the player. But,
yeah, and Garrison himself didn't, try to go to first, so that's where I think it hit the bat.
So now Griffin Wimmer is going to deliver a pitch that's in for a strike. So that will fill the count out, 3-2. Garrison trying to get on board to start something for Bemidji in inning number 2. Here's Wimmer's payoff pitch. It's swung on and it's hit to the left side, and this will go foul. So we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Wimmer, different delivery than Guest-Norling back in the first game. A little bit more of a, I guess I would say, a wind-up.
Yeah, kind of a full wind-up.
Yeah.
And kind of a conventional delivery there.
It's a tighter throw too, whereas Guest-Norling had, more of a wider arm angle.
Another foul ball off the bat of James Garrison, so this is going to require at least 8 pitches to settle this plate appearance. And the pitch is too far inside, and it hit James Garrison, so he becomes the first Lumberjack base runner.
Yeah, worked inside pretty much that entire at bat, and did get a couple of strikes, but just got a little bit too far inside, and not technically, I guess, a walk with 4 balls, but first free base runner for Bemidji here today between the 2 games, other than an error.
Yeah, that's right. Bemidji only had a couple of free base runners in the loss earlier today. 2 batters that reached on errors. Braylon Lucier now steps in. Let's see if he's called upon to bunt here by Coach Grimm. Nope, he's swinging away, and he's taking for a strike. 0-1 the count. Griffin Wimmer works out of the stretch with the base runner on board. The first baseman is Evan Zabel here in game 2 of this doubleheader. Wimmer was the first baseman in game 1. Now a snap throw, and they got the runner picked off. Zabel's running the base runner down to second, and now the throw to Brody Adelman, and the tag out is made. Perfectly executed rundown play there for Alexandria, requiring just 2 throws, 1-3-6 on the caught stealing, and there's 1 gone.
Yeah, and that's exactly why Jake Munch did have 2 left-handed pitchers too. Bemidji's a team that likes to run. They got some speed. They get on base a lot, and they got on base. I'm sure he was going to go, or at least was tempted, so a good read there, and it's easier to throw to first as a left-handed pitcher than it is as a right, so they got him tricked.
And now we've got a foul ball, and it's 2 strikes to Braylon Lucier, the Bemidji third baseman. So Garrison reached on getting nicked by a pitch, and it didn't take long for the Cardinals to eliminate that base runner. 0-2 here to Lucier with 1 out and nobody on base. Griffin Wimmer taking a little too much time for Lucer's liking, so Braylon requests a timeout and is granted that as he'll step out of the box, now get back in. Griffin Wimmer, again, being very deliberate with nobody on base. Winds up and delivers a pitch that's hit back toward the mound. Wimmer has it. He'll make the flip to first, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, no, good thing there's no pitch clock. He was really waiting him out.
Yeah, if this were the major leagues, I think Wimmer would be in major difficulty here. But it is not, so...
you can do that as long as you want.
Yep, and, you know, Griffin Wimmer got the pitch that he wanted. He enticed Lucier to ground out. So 2 assists for the Alexandria pitcher here in the second. And now Heaton Brodina steps in and takes a pitch for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Brodina. He bats 6th in the Bemidji order in this game. No score in the second inning, game 2 of a doubleheader. Alexandria took the first game 3-1. Here's a ground ball right side, playable for Nolan Fettig. Flip to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning after the pickoff, so Wimmer ends up facing the minimum number of batters. Through an inning and a half on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in game 2 of a baseball doubleheader, it's Alexandria nothing, Bemidji nothing.
Hi, this is Bob with the North Side Collision Center. Having your vehicle's collision repair fixed can be a hassle and inconvenient. That's why people call us at North Side Collision Center.
763-3224.
Northside Collision.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles 6 times for a great deal at Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind, because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
Hitters 5, 6, and 7 will face Bemidji right-hander Gunnar Gansky in the Alexandria second, as pitcher Griffin Wimmer will lead things off. And he swings and hits one up the middle, and it's going to be into center field for a base hit.
Well, he takes his time on the mound, but he doesn't waste much time with the bat in his hand. That's a quick base hit there for Wimmer.
Yep, and I think he's going to head out for the courtesy runner, and I think it may be Brody Brandt in as the runner for the Alexandria Cardinals. Yep, Brody Brandt is in to run at first, so Wimmer does his job getting on base. Brody Brandt coming into the game now. He was used as a courtesy runner back in game number 1.
Yeah, I wonder if we might see a bunt attempt here from Zabel.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Nope, he's swinging away and takes for ball 1. Evan Zabel was not able to get on base in the win against Bemidji earlier today. He would like to hop on board here. Healthy cut, but no contact, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he struck out a couple of times, but a good swing in game 1. But that was a good swing there from Zabel.
A ball and a strike to Evan Zabel, the Alexandria first baseman. Now he bunts back toward the hill. Gunnar Gansky makes the play. Throw to first is good for the out. So nice strategy there by Alexandria, having Evan Zabel take the pitches and then a healthy swing, and probably getting Bemidji to think defensively, well, he's not going to sacrifice. Then on pitch number 3, he lays down the sac bunt.
Yeah, very good point there. They did not come in at all. You know, you look at third base with Lucier, he wasn't in deep, or he was more deep in his depth, so really good bunt there too from Zabel.
So a runner at second with 1 out for second baseman Nolan Fettig. He takes upstairs, ball 1. Fettig was able to reach base on a walk in the Game 1 victory earlier today. One and nothing to Fettig. Gansky works onto the stretch with the base runner on and delivers high again. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Griffin Wimmer got on with a base hit. Brody Brandt came in as a courtesy runner, and it's now Brandt in scoring position.
Yeah, something that Alexandria didn't do. There's another ball there, 3-0 count now. Something that they didn't do back in the first game was just have a lopsided inning. You know, they got one, and then another one, and another run. It was no, fat numbers in that first inning, so something that could really be an advantage here today.
The count goes out to 3-0 to Nolan Fettig, and then he takes a strike, and it's 3-1. No score, bottom of the second inning. Alexandria at bat facing Bemidji Lumberjacks right-hander Gunnar Gansky. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's going to be swung on and fouled back. So now the count is full at 3-2.
Right back to us. I would have had that if there wasn't an at D-Mac.
Yeah. Well, you've got good hands, you know, no matter what sport you play. So 3-2 now to Nolan Fettig. Runner at second and 1 gone. Gansky about ready to deliver the payoff pitch, but he's going to wait because he steps off the rubber. Now a bigger lead by Brandt at second. Here's the 3-2 pitch. It's low for ball 4, and it gets away from the catcher Dockin, so that's going to end up being a wild pitch. So now Alexandria has base runners at first and third. Only one out for the third baseman, Easton Klimek.
Big opportunity here for Alexandria to get another, get on the board first again in back-to-back games. And, you know, they've got good pitching. They've got a left-hander again on the mound today, so in game 2. So just put them in good position here in the bottom of the second.
Now the corner infielders are about even with their respective bags. The first baseman Garrison is holding Fettig on, and Gansky draws a throw, or he sends a throw over there, and Fettig back in safely. And I'm guessing that Bemidji coach Jim Grimm thinking Alexandria might have a play on the bases right now. First pitch to Easton Klimek is swung on, and it's knocked down by the first baseman, but it's going to score a run. That'll go as a 3-1 ground ball put out, but it's an effective out there as Easton Klimek is going to get the run batted in to put the Alexandria Cardinals on top.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you got to do. Hit it to the right side of the field to score that run, and good at bat there from Alexandria's Klimek, who came in late into the game due to an injury in game 1, and came up big here and gives Alexandria a 1-0 lead. A really good play, though, from Bemidji's first baseman to get stopped that, and Alexandria could have had more than one run if he didn't get that.
So now Zach Iverson bats with a runner at second and 2 gone. First offering is a little bit low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. So the Cardinals have gotten on the board first, as they did in the first game of this doubleheader. This run scored in the last of the second. 1-0 the count, and a healthy cut by Iverson. Pitch missed, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. So when Griffin Wimmer goes back to the hill in the top of the third inning, he's going to have a lead to work with. Is it going to be 1, or will it be more? I'm sure Zach Iverson and the Alexandria Cardinals are banking on the ladder there. That'll be contingent on a productive plate appearance for Iverson, who takes a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Iverson batting with Fettig in scoring position. Nolan is out at second with 2 gone. RBI for Easton Klimek has given Alexandria the lead. Here's the next offering, and it misses the strike zone, and it's 3-1 now to Zach Iverson.
I mean, if Iverson can work a walk here, you go back to the top of the lineup, and Alexandria has great hitters all over the lineup, but anytime you go back up to the top.
Oh, and then as Gansky was getting ready to throw, a timeout is granted to the batter, Zach Iverson. Let's see if Gunnar Gansky is a little bit ticked at that. He was ready to be in his motion there. But he'll look to deliver the 3-1 now. It's on the way, and it's in for a strike. So that will fill the count out. One walk given up earlier this inning. It was to Nolan Fettig. Griffin Wimmer was able to start off with a base hit, and that is converted into a run. Payoff pitch to Zach Iverson is fouled back. So it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, really good at bat here from Iverson, and a good way to stay alive.
See, I'm throwing a thought bubble out here, JP. On the Easton Klimek at bat, he gets an RBI with the productive out. Do you want to make that our Culver's play of the game?
I like it, yeah.
I was thinking this is going to evolve into a game. Now watch, it might blow up in my face as D-Mac jinxes usually do. This is coming out as it might be a low-scoring game. So runs have been precious in this doubleheader.
Yeah, they have, and it's between 2 good, smart teams too, and 2 section teams who they got their eyes on a deep section run. So an important game here today. So ump had a stoppage. I'm not sure if there was something said in the dugout of the Alexandria side, but
we'll get another full count pitch to Zach Iverson, and it's upstairs for ball 4. So that's a second free pass issued by Gunnar Gansky today. Runners at first and second, and we'll go back to the top of the order for Connor Anderson.
Yeah, and that was a really impressive at-bat for Iverson, because that wasn't, it was a pitch a little bit up high, but a lot of times those pitches up high are very tempting, especially a righty-righty matchup. So a great at-bat from Iverson, who a lot of times number 9 batters nowadays, they're one of the best eyes on the team.
First offering to Connor Anderson is a strike, and it's 0-1. Anderson grounded out to short in the opening inning. He did have an RBI in the Game 1 victory over Bemidji earlier today. Here's the next pitch. It's upstairs. And I tell you what, JP, I can hear it, being that we're outdoors above the first base dugout area. The Alexandria players are quite loud in the third base dugout right now.
Yeah, and that's what, the ump had to stop and talk to them, but I don't know if that was because they were too loud, because you can do that. That's fine, but I don't know if there was something said. But their energy is very high here today, and I think that's putting a lot of pressure on Bemidji, but it's also just, giving Alexandria a little, momentum and maybe a little adrenaline.
Yeah, and I tell you, with each pitch that misses the strike zone, I think the reaction from the dugout gets louder for Alexandria. And now we've got a pitch, a nice off-speed offering from Gunnar Gansky that's in for a strike. So it's now 2-2 to Connor Anderson. He bats with Nolan Fettig, the lead runner, at second, and Zach Iverson on at first. The Cardinals have scored in the bottom of the second to take a 1-0 lead. Runners will be moving if the ball's put in play. Here's the 2-2, too far inside. Kind of back Connor Anderson off the plate, so full count here. If Connor Anderson is able to prolong the half inning, Ty Miller would bat for Alexandria. The Cardinals have batted 6 so far, including the man at the plate right now, Connor Anderson. Here's the payoff pitch. It's swung on and it's lined into right field. Diving attempt, and it gets away from the right fielder. This is going to score 2 runs. Connor Anderson makes the turn at second. He'll be into third with a sliding triple. And Alexandria gets some insurance, and now we've got another player down for the Alexandria Cardinals, and only 1 run is going to score. I think Zach Iverson rounding third. Unfortunately, he went to the turf, and he was not able to make it to home plate, and Bemidji is going to get a tag out of Zach Iverson. And that's going to end up being the 3rd out of the inning. And honestly, JP, I did not see what was going on. I was tracking the flight of the ball and everything, and then the fact that it fell in. But I don't know if Iverson may have twisted something as he was rounding third and coming on to home, but
yeah,
he was not able to make it to the dish, and as a result, he's in the field of play, and Bemidji has the opportunity to get a tag out, and that's going to be the case of Zach Iverson. Somewhat similar to a situation where Brom Peterson left the game in a Game 1 of this doubleheader.
Yeah, I think he just was running and then maybe got stuck at his turf, so maybe a cleat got stuck or something, or, you know, he's stretching out right now. Obviously, you always hope that it's just a cramp, and he's getting up now, so that's a good sign. But, yeah, hopefully you always worry about, you know, knees and hamstrings when you're running the bases fast.
So that will do it in the bottom of the second. Alexandria goes with 2 runs on 2 hits. No Bemidji errors, and 1 runner was left on base. Credit Connor Anderson with the RBI triple, but again, a batter or a base runner gets thrown out before getting to home plate. So 1 RBI on the triple for Connor Anderson. And we go to the third with new numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It reads Alexandria 2, Bemidji no score.
Hi, this is Bob.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
Completed 2 innings in the second game of a baseball doubleheader. Alexandria with 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Bemidji, no runs, no hits, no errors. The Lumberjacks have had just 1 base runner in 2 innings against Alexandria's senior left-hander Griffin Wimmer. And Wimmer starts the third facing Cash Rasmus, who takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Rasmus, Reese Dockin, and Brennan Brower are the scheduled batters here in the top of the third for Bemidji. So Alexandria able to score twice, but again, we're hoping that Zach Iverson is okay. I believe Landon Guest Norling is now out in center field defensively for Alexandria. Guest Norling was the winning pitcher in the Game 1 triumph. Here's a bouncer right side. Evan Zabel makes the play, flip to first, and the out is recorded as Griffin Wimmer gets over to cover.
Yeah, close play there. Speedy Rasmus there, but just got a foot in first, so a good first out, quick out.
Yep, and so up to this point, Griffin Wimmer has faced the minimum number of batters. He did hit the leadoff batter in the second inning, that being James Garrison, but he was able to pick him off. Now we've got a ball that's hit into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. Left-handed batting Reese Dockin goes up the middle and deposits a single. And runners on board for designated hitter Brennan Brower.
You know, we'll see, you know, if Bemidji tries, so they might have a, oh, he's looking for a sliding sleeve there. I thought they were maybe going to bring in a
oven mitt
pinch runner, yeah.
Well, they could do a runner here, and I think that will be the case, as Bemidji will bring the courtesy runner in.
Number 8.
Yep, that will be Leo McKeon in to run for Reese Dawkins. So you can use a courtesy runner for a pitcher or a catcher if you wish. It is not a requirement. So base runner at first for Brower. First pitch is strike, and it's 0-1.
And the only time Bemidji has had a base runner on, he was picked off by Wimmer. So I don't know if Bemidji is going to be willing to be too aggressive on the base pass too much here in this game, but potentially a bunt.
Yeah, I would think the Lumberjacks would feel more comfortable about the aggressive base running if they can get some runners in.
Yes.
And, you know, it becomes a little more difficult to fuel the running game if you're looking up and you're chasing runs. And right now that's what Bemidji is doing, down 2-0 here in the third. 1 strike to Brennan Brower. Wimmer's next pitch, a little bit upstairs, and it's a ball and a strike. I think one of the keys why Alexandria has fared well against a good Bemidji team today, the Cardinal pitchers, Landon Guest-Norling in the last game and now Griffin Wimmer in this game, have forced Bemidji to put the ball in play. No free passes, and now almost 10 innings of work. Here's a pitch, or actually not a pitch, but a token toss over to first base. Now, you do not have a cap on the number of disengagements you can make on the mound. If you follow Major League Baseball, you know that for each plate appearance, a pitcher gets 2 disengagements. And if you go over that number, it benefits the team that's batting. Here's a foul ball off the bat of Brower, and the count is now 1-2. Again, if you are listening to KXRA Radio, the first part of the Lars Larson program is being sent to the sidelines here. Dave McClurg, JP Boline bringing you high school baseball. A doubleheader here in Alexandria. The Cardinals won the first game 3-1, and Alexandria leads the second game 2-0. We are in the third inning of game 2. 1-2 now to Brennan Brower as he faces Griffin Wimmer. Here's the pitch, and it is on the outside corner. Strike 3 is called. And Wimmer gets the backwards K on the scorebook. 2 gone, and we go back to the top of the order for Lawsonburg.
Good pitch there that just hit the corner, and really big out too. Now 2 outs and trying to keep Bemidji away from scoring position still.
Yep, Bemidji has had 2 runners that have both reached first base. One got picked off last inning, and now one is stationed at first base. That is the courtesy runner, Leo McKeon, who draws a throw from Wimmer. Alexandria 9-7 going into this game. Bemidji 5-3. Here's a pitch beaten to the right side, and Evans able to make the play, and he'll make the unassisted put out over at first. So a couple of ground ball outs and a strikeout as well, and no damage done against Griffin Wimmer through 3. At the end of 2.5 innings in varsity baseball, game 2 of a doubleheader on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, it's Alexandria 2, Bemidji no score.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
Thanks for sharing a part of your Friday evening with us on our Leighton Media platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Alexandria, on your radio dial at 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, and 105.7 FM. Audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. And we appreciate you joining us if you're watching tonight's Alexandria baseball coverage on the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. Steve D is our KXRA radio studio engineer. We've got Jay as our videographer tonight, and it's JP Boline and myself, Dave McClurg, with the play-by-play. Alexandria won the first game of the doubleheader 3-1. The Cardinals lead game 2-0. Ty Miller is the leadoff batter in the bottom of the third. Works the count out against Gunnar Gansky to 2 balls and 1 strike. Miller in the game is 0 for 1, having bounced out second to first in the opening inning. Brody Adelman and Nolan Johnson are the scheduled hitters to follow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch from Gansky, bounced up to the plate, and it's a full count at 3-2. Part of the reason that Gansky's pitch numbers jumped a little bit in the second, he did walk a couple of batters, and he needed 24 pitches to get out of the second, yielding the 2 Alexandria runs.
Yeah, and Alexandria worked a lot of counts, a couple of full counts and foul balls. Alexandria's just done a nice job not chasing.
And here's a pitch that's hit to the right side, and it's going to be caught. Soft liner that Heaton Brodina is able to put away, and there's 1 gone here in the 3rd inning. Want to remind you that at the end of our half inning here, we'll have our mid-game report brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods in Alexandria. Even though there's no true halftime in baseball or softball, we do a mid-game report at the conclusion of the 3rd inning in each of our baseball and softball games. Brody Edelman hits one to the left side where the shortstop Berg makes the play. Accurate throw to first, and on a bang-bang play, the out is recorded by Bemidji, and Brody Edelman's now 1 for 2.
Yeah, and I mean, Bemidji and Alexandria just clean defense here in game 2. It was pretty clean in game 1 too. A couple errors for Alexandria, but just really good, clean defense in this second game so far.
Yep, no errors for either side here. Nolan Johnson takes the strike from Gansky, and it's 0-1. Johnson 0-for-1 in this game, having bounced out to first base with the pitcher covering. Now he swings and hits one into right center. That's going to be in for a base hit. Johnson with a big turnaround first, and he's going to hold up there with a 2-out single to right center field.
Something else Alexandria has done really good, and that includes this hit right there from Johnson, is they've hit well with 2 outs, and they've had good at-bats with 2 outs too. They've had a couple of walks and a couple of hits between the 2 games, and I think that's been a huge thing, just keeping momentum going even with those 2 outs.
And with Johnson reaching, that gives Griffin Wimmer the opportunity to bat here in the Cardinal 3rd. First offering on the way, and that swung on and lined up the middle, and that's into center. Base hit for Wimmer, and he's now 2 for 2 at the dish.
And a bobble there at center field, so both players able to advance on that.
So a single and an error, and that's going to allow Nolan Johnson to go to 3rd, and Griffin Wimmer will go into scoring position. And you've got 2 on in scoring position now with 2 gone. First error charged to Bemidji in the doubleheader, single plus an error.
So I guess there's a little bit of a jinx there from the clean play, but yeah, just a really good swing there from Alexandria. And again, more opportunities here with runners in scoring position. And we mentioned it 100 times, but Alexandria's done such a good job with that.
They would like to get a 2-out hit here from Evan Zabel with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Zabel laid down a sacrifice bunt first time up. First pitch is off the glove of Dockin, but he was able to pounce on it almost immediately, making sure that the lead base runner, Nolan Johnson, held up at 3rd base. Now we're going to have a conference as one of the Bemidji coaches, I don't know if it's head coach Jim Grimm or possibly a pitching coach, coming out to have a few words and might be considering what to do here with first base open. Evan Zabel, in the games that we have seen him play this year, has swung a pretty good stick. Now, that wasn't the case necessarily in the first game of the doubleheader, but we know he's capable of putting one into the outfield to double this Alexandria lead.
And the most important thing, he's capable of coming up clutch, too. I mean, he's a very talented athlete in other sports, obviously, football being one. I think he played basketball last year, didn't go out this year, but a good athlete. And usually when you're a good athlete, you've got cold veins, as they say, and you come up big in big moments.
So right now, Gunnar Gansky is going to go to a full windup with the runners at 2nd and 3rd. I believe Brody Brandt is that courtesy runner at 2nd. Here's a big cut, but no contact. And it's a count of 1-1. Alexandria hoping to build on a 2-run lead as we play the bottom of the 3rd at Arnie Backus Glenwood State Bank Field inside Canute Nelson Memorial Park. Here's a pitch too far inside, and it's 2-1 now to Evan Zabel. Alexandria took game 1, and the Cardinals are up by a pair in game 2. Seeking win number 10 on the year. And here's a pitch that's skied in the air. Foul territory. The wind is going to blow it out of play. Thought it might angle back in, but Braylon Lucier ran out of room, so it's a foul ball.
Yeah, I think, the wind wasn't super heavy on that gust right there, but that just kept trailing down the first or the third base line and well out of play. So a good break there for Zabel and new life.
Yep, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runners on, both in scoring position with Nolan Johnson at third and Brody Brandt, the courtesy runner, at second. Alexandria up by a 2-0 score. Gansky now goes back to the stretch with the runners on. And here's a fastball cut on and missed, and Zabel's down on strikes. So that's going to lead us into our mid-game report, brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods in Alexandria. The Cardinal varsity baseball team is seeking to go 2 for 2 in this doubleheader against the Bemidji Lumberjacks. A complete game win on the hill for Landon Gass-Norling earlier gave Alexandria a 3-1 triumph. Alexandria scored in 3 of the 6 innings of batting. Single runs in the first, second, and fifth innings in game 1. Here the Cardinals put up a crooked number in the second game. An RBI off a ground out put into play by third baseman Easton Klimek. That was able to score courtesy runner Brody Brandt to get Alexandria on the board. Later on, Connor Anderson was able to send a sinking liner out to right field that resulted in a 3-bagger and an RBI as well, as Nolan Fettig was able to come across. So far, Griffin Wimmer has been able to hold Bemidji off the scoreboard, facing just 1 batter over the minimum, allowing just 1 hit, a single off the bat of Reese Dockin in the top of the 3rd inning. Again, Alexandria looking to go 2 for 2 against Bemidji. The Cardinals are up by 2, and inning number 4 is on the way. Our thanks to Eldon's Fresh Foods for bringing you the mid-game report. We'll have the call of inning number 4 next.
Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
Bemidji right fielder Jack Zellman leads off the 4th inning with his team down by a pair. Zellman, Gunnar Gansky, and James Garrison are scheduled to face Alexandria left-hander Griffin Wimmer, who has set a really good tone like his teammate Landon Gass-Norling did earlier tonight when Gass-Norling had a complete game. 1-1 now the count to Zellman. It's a lefty versus lefty matchup. Bemidji has 6 left-handed bats in the lineup, put together by head coach Jim Grimm. Foul ball goes off to the right of home plate, and it's now 1-2 to Zellman. Gunnar Gansky, one of the right-handed bats, will hit next. Then James Garrison will follow. 2-0 Alexandria as we are in the 4th inning. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Pitch on the way, and that will bounce in. That evens the count out at 2-2. Bemidji has had just 4 hits now in 10 innings of batting against 2 Alexandria pitchers. All 4 of the hits have been singles. The Lumberjacks have yet to draw a walk in this doubleheader. And they won't here because Jack Zellman strikes out swinging to start the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, nice breaking ball there that just tricked him. It swung right over it.
So 1 gone for pitcher Gunnar Gansky. Gansky 0 for 1. He hit a fly ball out to right field that Connor Anderson was able to make the grab on. The outfield defense a little bit different in the alignment here in the second game from where we were at the start. As Zach Iverson left the game, he was rounding third trying to score on the Connor Anderson triple in the second, and he took a dive on the turf, not by design, and he was not able to make it in, and he ended up getting tagged out and left the game. Brom Peterson ended up leaving the game in the first inning, or the first game of the day. So I don't know if it's turf-related ankle twists or what the case might be, but Landon Guest-Norling is now in center, and then Ty Miller remains in left field, and Connor Anderson is in right.
Yeah, just some unfortunate circumstances. A twist leg there. Don't want to speculate on any injuries, of course, but and then rounding third and just kind of collapsing. So hopefully they will be okay.
Now we've got a ground ball left side. It's going to be knocked down by Brody Adelman, but no play. Gunnar Gansky is going to reach. Now, if I were the official scorer, I would rule that an infield single, and I think that's the general consensus here. So Gansky's going to be on with one away, and James Garrison, I believe, nope, we got a different batter here for Bemidji. And let's see who this happens to be. I believe it's Wyatt Turvestall who is going to hit in Garrison's spot. So I don't know if this is a pinch hitting appearance. And we got a close throw over to first base, and Griffin Wimmer thought he was able to pick Gansky off, and even Evan Zabel was kind of doing a little bit of a jig, thinking he got the tag on before the hand got to the bag, but Gansky is ruled safe. So Wyatt Turvestall hitting in James Garrison's spot here in the fourth inning. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Turvestall was in the batting order earlier today. He was also on the hill for Bemidji. He took the loss in Alexandria's 3-1 win. Another throw over to first, and it gets away from Evan Zabel. Gunnar Gansky's going to scamper into second, and that will be an error for Alexandria.
Yeah, just a little bit of a lower throw, and it got underneath the glove of Zabel. So, one of those forced errors and unforced errors, and you got a runner in scoring position for the first time here today in the game too, I should say.
Runner at second, one gone. It's a no ball, one strike count here to Wyatt Turvestall. So Bemidji hoping to take advantage. Gansky reaching on an infield single, then advancing to second on the errant pickoff throw. We've got a pitch here that's going to be off the plate, evening the count at 1-1. Each team now with one error in today's second game of the doubleheader. Bemidji played errorless baseball in game one. Alexandria had two errors, one of which led to Bemidji scoring its lone run back in the game one outcome. 1-1 here to Turvestall. Next pitch is on the outside corner. Good work there by Griffin Wimmer to deliver the strike, and now catcher Sam Wiseman's going to come out and basically walk the baseball about halfway out to the mound, and I don't know if there was a communication mix-up there, but the pitch was effective anyway, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I assume just the wrong call there, and
yeah, and it could be a scenario that maybe Sam Wiseman's changing some of the signals now that Bemidji has a runner at second base. So it could be he's going to an alternate set of things that he would like to see from Griffin Wimmer. 2-0 Alexandria with one gone in the fourth inning. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. Here's a pitch outside. That evens the count out at 2-2.
Good stop there behind the plate by Wiseman.
Alexandria won the earlier game 3-1 and leading in a rather low-scoring game 2, 2-0. Runner at second is Gunnar Gansky. 2-2 the count. Griffin Wimmer being deliberate here with the base runner on. Look back to second, pitch to the plate, and it is in for strike 3 call. Oh, the home plate umpire a little bit deliberate in bringing that called third strike, and there's out number 2 as Wimmer has now recorded a couple of strikeouts in this inning, 3 overall in the game.
Yeah, and strikeouts, there's always a good time for a strikeout, but when there's a runner in scoring position with no or one out, it's always best time for it.
Braylon Lucier now steps in. He bounced out pitcher to first in the second. He wants to send one to the outfield to get the Jacks on the board. Here's the first offering. Healthy cut, but no contact. One strike to Lucier.
Lucier's definitely shown that he's willing to swing the bat. I think that's why he's sitting in that number 4 spot, or number 5 spot, because he's got a powerful swing.
He wants to be a run producer here for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. Cardinals up by 2. Lucier does represent the potential tying run.
This happened last time Lucier was up too. Wimmer has something in the books with Lucier, I think, where you make him wait as long as possible because he's just standing there and waiting to pitch.
Yep, and here comes the next offering, and that is going to be off the glove of the catcher Wiseman, and that's going to move Gunnar Gansky over to third. I believe that will be a pass ball, and so now the count 1 ball and 1 strike. You know what? If you can get Lucier out, JP, without uncorking a wild pitch or having another pass ball, not a bad deal if he can strand a runner at third.
Not at all.
Now Wimmer will go to the full windup with that base runner at third. Pitch on the way, and this one's hit foul, left side. Struck well, but pulled too far out of play. So now advantage to the Alexandria left-hander, Griffin Wimmer. Wimmer would like to strand the Bemidji base runner, Gunnar Gansky, at third. 2 out in the 4th with Alexandria up by a pair, seeking a second win over their section rival today. Wimmer with a quick look at third, winds up and delivers a pitch that swung on and missed. And Wimmer will strike out 3 batters in the inning. And that's all for Bemidji in the top of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 Alexandria error, and 1 runner left on through 3.5 in Game 2 of a varsity baseball doubleheader. The numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It's Alexandria 2, Bemidji nothing.
I'm a nurse at heart. I mean, I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Juettner Motors, your best price dealer. Make it Juettner Motors, your best price dealer.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
D-Mac and JP, happy to have you joining us on our late media platforms, including the Voice of Alexandria YouTube channel and People Radio KXRA. Here's Nolan Fettig striking one on the ground into left field. And he's going to reach. Sharp grounder to the left side that was not handled cleanly by the third baseman Braylon Lucier. And Fettig is on for a second time in this game, this time with a ground ball single.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. Get on early. Last time Alexandria did that, they were able to get a run, so hopefully similar results. We'll see if Fettig is active on the base pass here.
Yep, Easton Klemic chokes up to bat, and he ends up hitting the deck, and he got hit by the pitch. So Gansky hits a batter, and now Alexandria has 2 on with nobody out.
That's a scary thing there. I'm not sure where that hit him, if it just... Hopefully it just grazed the part he got.
Yeah, maybe on the arm or something like that. That as he was kind of hitting the deck there, he ends up getting hit by the pitch. So 2 on and nobody out. And Gansky has only thrown 2 pitches this inning. Landon Guest Norling will now be the batter here for Alexandria.
First time batting here today, I believe, between the 2 games.
Yep, he was DH'd for in the first game. He choked up as if he might try to bunt and pull the bat back, but it's ruled a strike. It's 0-1.
I think he said that he went, so he held it a little too long, maybe. Also, it was a called strike.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was probably a location strike there. And now we've got an offer at, and it's 0-2. So that time, Landon Guess-Norling did show that he was looking to bunt. So now no balls, 2 strikes. My guess is that the bunt would be off now.
You'd think.
Runners at first and second and nobody out. Here's the next pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. The ball got dropped, but no need to throw to first base with fewer than 2 out in the inning. It'll be a strikeout because first base is presently occupied. And for Gansky, that will be his second strikeout of the game. So now the batter will be Connor Anderson, back at the top of the order, his 3rd plate appearance. He takes upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Connor Anderson had an RBI on a sinking liner that ended up being a triple in the 2nd inning. Nolan Fettig scored on the play, and Zach Iverson had intentions on scoring, but unfortunately he hit the turf and went down between 3rd and home and eventually got tagged out for the 3rd out of the inning.
Yeah, that's, back-to-back games with an injury. It's you don't want to see that ever.
Now we've got a pitch popped up left side. Out into shallow left field is Lossenberg, and the catch is made, and there are 2 gone. So at the moment, a potentially promising inning is starting to lose some steam with a strikeout and a pop-out. And the batter now will be the left fielder, Ty Miller. Miller in the game has hit the ball to the right side twice. Ground out to second, and a line out to second.
Yeah, got a good strikeout in his last at-bat, but it was right at the second baseman.
Now he lines one left side, and that's going to be in for a base hit. Rounding third is Nolan Fettig. He's going to come in to score. And Ty Miller comes through with a 2-out hit for Alexandria. And the Cardinals add to the lead. It's Alexandria 3, Bemidji nothing.
Good swing there, and didn't wait long. First pitch swinging, and Alexandria has done that now twice. First pitch swinging, so good swing there, and more runs with more hits with runners in scoring position for Alexandria.
Yeah, second base hit with a runner in scoring position in this game for the Alexandria Cardinals as Fettig comes around from second to score. So Nolan Fettig has been on twice in this game and has scored 2 runs. Brody Adelman, the batter, now skies one, foul territory, and now the ball is going to, I believe, go off the screen, foul. So it's 1 strike to Adelman. Brody is 1 for 2 in this second game of the doubleheader. He had a double to right field in the first inning, grounded out short to first in inning number 3. So the Cardinals now getting their 3rd look at Bemidji right-hander Gunnar Gansky. Alexandria up by 3 as we play the bottom of the 4th inning. Runners at first and second. Here's a pitch beaten foul back off to the left of home plate. So the count is 0-2.
And if you're Alexandria, I mean, you've had 1 inning here today between the 2 games with 1 or more runs in an inning, so you really want to make it a lopsided inning if you're Alexandria here.
Even a second run would be quite valuable, but I don't think it's going to happen here because Adelman pops the ball up and it's going to be blowing back toward the foul line and ends up being a running catch there for the Bemidji second baseman, Heaton Brodina. So that will be all for the Cardinals, but Alexandria does tack on 1 to add to the lead. A run, 2 hits in the inning, no Bemidji errors, 1 runner left on. New score after 4 full in game 2 of a baseball doubleheader at Canute Nelson Ballpark in Alexandria. The Cardinals lead the Bemidji Lumberjacks on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard 3-0.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard, we build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
On this Friday of Mother's Day weekend and the Minnesota Walleye Fishing Opener, we welcome you to our broadcast of Alexandria Cardinal Baseball on our Leighton Media platforms, including Leighton Media, KXRA Radio, and the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. Alexandria won Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader over Bemidji 3-1. The Cardinals lead Game 2 3-0, and Heaton Rodina will lead off in the 5th, facing Griffin Wimmer, who delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Wimmer will face hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the order. One of those hitters, Reese Dockin, had a base hit last time up. One of 2 for Bemidji today. Wimmer delivers another strike, and it's quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Wimmer's done a real nice job just pounding the strike zone, and he's very different tempo batter to batter.
Next offering, swing and a miss on a pitch tailing up, and that's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Griffin Wimmer. 5 Ks in the game, and there's 1 gone in the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's some heat up high, and those are hard to lay off, especially when it's an 0-2 count.
So the batter now will be Cash Rasmussen, or nope, I'm sorry, a different batter here for Bemidji, as the first pitch goes astray, ball 1. And let's see, this might be, trying to determine through the uniform. I believe this might be J.D. Wood,
okay,
who is now hitting for Bemidji. Let me check that again.
Okay.
Eli Kringen is the batter here. So, of course, I could always look up at the scoreboard and see the player's uniform number displayed up there in the upper left-hand corner.
Oh.
You would think we were smart enough to decipher that, but nope. We want to look at the player itself and himself and try to determine. So it is Eli Kringen batting for Cash Rasmus here in the top of the 5th inning, and he works the count out to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now a pitch is cut on and missed, and it's 2-2.
Feels like, and it looks like Wimmer is throwing harder and harder as the innings go along. I mean, just warming up a little bit.
Yeah, he seems to have gotten a little bit of a rhythm here. 2-2 the count. Next pitch on the way. It's a little bit outside, and it's 3-2. Griffin Wimmer has hit 1 batter. He has not walked anybody to this point and has recorded 5 strikeouts. 2 hits allowed, both singles in tonight's game. 1 to Reese Dockin in the 3rd inning, 1 to Gunnar Gansky in the 4th. Bemidji has had 1 runner make it as far as 3rd base. That was Gansky last inning where he was stranded. Payoff pitch on the way to Eli Kringen, and it's going to be off the plate for ball 4. So there's the first free pass that Bemidji has been able to earn in the doubleheader today. Landon Guest-Norling did not walk anybody in the contest earlier.
Yeah, that was just a good at-bat there from Green, especially not having an at-bat here today and coming in cold. So good job there for Bemidji.
First pitch to Dockin is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Reese Duncan took the first pitch that he saw from Wimmer and hit it to center for a single in the third. Now he's behind in the count at 0-1. Here's the next pitch and swung on, and it's hit to center, and long run here for landing guest Norling, and it's going to be up against the base of the wall. Duncan now 2 for 2, and it's going to be a ringing double to deep center. Kringen will go over to third base on the play.
That's the hardest hit ball that Bemidji has had here today, and between the two games, and that one almost looked like it was going to find back above the net or above the fence there, but just good hard contact and a good job at center, just getting the ball in quick too.
So Reese Duncan, who did not play in the first game, he is the Lumberjacks catcher in this game, and he has been an offensive spark plug for the Jacks, going 2 for 2. Now Bemidji's going to have the potential tying run at home plate, represented by Brendan Brower. Chris Kemp, the pitching coach for the Alexandria Cardinals, coming out to have a few words. Basically, it's the battery in the conversation right now with Sam Wiseman and also the starting pitcher Griffin Wimmer.
Yeah, it's really the most threatening that Bemidji has been throughout the two games, just with one out and runners in second and third. And if you're Wimmer, it's just, calm down and get this next out. And you've thrown really well here today.
Yeah, and considering what the Alexandria pitchers have been able to do, trade bases for outs, even if it means giving up a run. If you can get an out here, that is a good thing.
Yeah, you have the insurance right now, as long as you're not, obviously you don't want to give up a home run or 2 runs, but as you mentioned, if it's a ground ball towards first base, get the out. That no harm, no foul.
Brower in the game got called out on strikes in his only plate appearance back in the third. He has the chance to be a cripple shooter here for Bemidji. He'll foul the first pitch back, and it's 1 strike. 3-0 Alexandria with the lead. The lead is a bit tenuous at the moment as Bemidji has a scoring threat. Runners at second and third and only 1 out. A strikeout would be valuable. Pop-up would be valuable as well for the Cardinals. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Sam Wiseman knocking it down at home plate. Ball only trickled a couple of feet off to his right, so big count advantage now for Griffin Wimmer and the Alexandria Cardinals. It's 0-2 to Brower. Important from Brower's perspective, he has to find a way to put this ball in play. He does not want to strike out here. Griffin Wimmer and the Cardinals would love exactly that. Here's the 0-2, and it's hit to the right side. This will score a run. Evan Zabel's going to make the unassisted putout over at first. Again, as I mentioned a moment ago, bases for outs. Alexandria will take that trade-off.
Exactly. Yeah, that was a good, clean, soft ground ball. And, I mean, if you're Bemidji, that's what you wanted to, in a way. If you're going to get it now, you want it to be productive. So, could you say win-win there?
Yeah, I think you can take something from both sides. Of course, Bemidji would have loved to have seen the single, but hey, Brendan Brower didn't strike out. He gets a run batted in with the ground out to first. Runner at third now and 2 gone. Now we've got a grounder out to the right side. Nolan Fettig able to make the play. Throw to first, retires Lossenberg on just 1 pitch. And that's all for Bemidji. The Lumberjacks dent the scoreboard for the first time in Game 2 of the doubleheader. 1 run, 1 hit. No Alexandria errors. 1 runner left on. New score after 4.5 in Game 2 of this baseball doubleheader. It looks an awful lot like the Game 1 score on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. Through 4.5, it's Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Welcome back to Arnie Backus, Glenwood State Bank Field at Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. Along with JP Boline, I am D-Mac Dave McClurg. Bemidji scored in the top of the 5th inning to get on the board, but Alexandria still has the lead. It is 3-1 for the Cardinals. And the leadoff batter in the 5th inning is Nolan Johnson, facing Gunnar Gansky, and the first pitch is a strike.
Johnson does have a hit here in game 2.
Yep, that was back in the 3rd, and he takes another strike, and it's 0-2. Johnson, Griffin Wimmer, and Evan Zabel are the scheduled batters here for Alexandria in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now we got a pitch out of the strike zone, so a ball and 2 strikes. Earlier in the game, Wyatt Turvestall was a pinch hitter for James Garrison. Turvestall is still in the game. He is in at first base defensively. I know that Eli Kringen hit earlier in the top of the 5th inning. I'm not certain if he is now in the outfield or if the original starting left fielder is back in on the re-entry.
It's really hard to see numbers when the sun is down like this, but
yep, that's one of the intriguing parts about Canute Nelson Memorial Park, as Nolan Johnson's going to take a called 3rd strike here on a curveball from Gansky, and there's 1 away. Strikeout number 3 for Gansky in this game. Yeah, with the way the grandstand is set up in the southeast corner of the property here, so anytime you're looking off toward left field, you are looking into the sun during the latter part of these April and May days. Now, we do appreciate the fact that the sun is shining here. And it is better to have that than to have storm clouds bubbling up. Here's a couple of pitches that miss the strike zone to Griffin Wimmer, and it is 2-0. Wimmer has been on base a couple of times today, singles in the 2nd and 3rd innings in this 2nd game of the doubleheader. And he takes upstairs, and it's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, all very similar locations here, too, against Wimmer. All pretty high and fastball, so we'll see.
And we've got another pitch out of the strike zone, and that ends up being a 4-pitch walk. Now, Wimmer on the hill yielded a walk in the top of the 5th inning, and that walk eventually got converted into the lone run for Bemidji. And Wimmer's going to come out. I believe Brody Brandt is back in as a courtesy runner for the Alexandria Cardinals. 3rd free pass given up by Gansky in this game. He's also given up 7 hits, 3 runs all earned. Evan Zabel is 0 for 1 in game 2 of the doubleheader with the sacrifice bunt. First offering hit down to the left side, and it's bobbled, and there's going to be a throw to first, but it's going to pull the first baseman off the bag. Everybody's going to be safe. Brandt is going to go to 2nd, and that will be Bemidji's 2nd error of this game.
And now it's time to take advantage of that error here if you're Alexandria. I mean, you got 2 on here, just 1 out, so if you're Alexandria, you just want to get another hit with a runner in scoring position.
Yep, the Cardinals with runners in scoring position in this game are 2 for 7, and each of those 2 hits has driven in runs. Nolan Fettig bats now, and he's been on base a couple of times in this game. A walk and a run scored in the 2nd, base hit and a run scored in the 4th. Now he has the chance to be an RBI guy. He takes a couple of pitches from Gansky out of the strike zone, and it's 2-0.
And Gansky's getting a little more wild in this inning. He's been pretty good in the strike zone throughout today, but missing high right now.
Runners at 1st and 2nd, 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Alexandria up by 2. And here's a pitch that catches the outer part of the plate. Strike is called, and it's now 2-1.
Groans from the gallery.
Lead base runner Brody Brandt at second. Evan Zabel on at first. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alexandria trying to take 2 from their Class 4A section rivals from Bemidji. Now we've got a pitch beaten foul off to the left of home plate, and the count is 2-2. Bemidji 5-3 going into the second game of this doubleheader after the 3-1 loss to Alexandria earlier. The Cardinals getting to 9 wins on the season with the victory earlier today. So a win here in the second game of the doubleheader would put Alexandria into double figures. 2-2 now to Nolan Fettig. Next pitch, beaten foul as the ball goes to the backstop. Still 2-2 to Nolan Fettig.
And a good at bat here for Fettig.
Yep, he bats with a couple of runners on base. Again, Alexandria 2 for 7 in this game with runners in scoring position. Now we got a pitch upstairs, and the count is full at 3-2. This is really a big batter for Gansky. I know that he can't be happy that he had an error in the field behind him moments ago, but he wants to try to help cover that up here. 3-2 pitch, and this one swung on and hit into foul territory. This one's going to stay in play, and the first baseman for Bemidji, Wyatt Turvestall, is going to make the grab.
That's a big out there for Bemidji. Fettig has had a good night here and a good second game, but that one stayed in, and the wind has died down significantly from the last hour, so that one is not going to move as much as it would have maybe an hour or 2 hours ago.
So now Easton Klimek is the batter for Alexandria. And he swings and misses at the first offering. It's 1 strike. We made Easton Klimek's RBI ground out back in the second inning our Culver's play of the game. It was a productive out that gave Alexandria the first run of the contest. He takes a little bit low, and it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. Alexandria scored 2 runs in the second inning, tacked on another in the 4th. Bemidji scored its only run in the top of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second in the bottom of the 5th with 2 gone, and Alexandria up by 2. Here's a pitch that just went above the strike zone to Klimek, and it's 2-1. Gansky working out of the stretch. Next pitch is swung on, and it's hit up the middle, and it's into center. Base hit. Now stumbling around third is Brandt, and he'll hustle back to the third base bag, and the bases will be loaded with 2 out. So Klimek is able to deliver a single to center field to keep this inning going.
Yeah, it's one of those, you hit it almost too hard. It just got in too quick, and a good hold there at third to not get out of this inning on a running error.
Yeah, you don't want to have the third out made either at home plate or somewhere on the bases. You want to give Landon Guest-Norling the opportunity that he could help pad the lead, and it would be much better to have Landon Guest-Norling bat now with guys on base rather than leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Alexandria has a runner at every bag. Brody Brandt now at third, Evan Zabel at second, and Easton Klimek on at first. Klimek collecting Alexandria's 8th hit in this game. Now at conference as Jim Grimm comes out and visits with Gansky and the rest of the Bemidji infielders and the catcher Reese Dockin. Dockin has 2 of the 3 Lumberjacks hits in this game. Right now he's behind the dish, hoping to defend against Landon Guest-Norling, who has his second plate appearance here. He struck out on 3 pitches against Gansky last time up. First offering on the way, and this is swung on and missed. Looked like Gansky was jamming the left-handed batting Landon Guest-Norling, and it's 0-1.
Sorry about that. Yeah, he's tended to do that against left-handed batters, just try to go inside. He's hit 1, but he has gotten a couple outs on that.
Next pitch misses the strike zone, and it's a ball and a strike. Gansky going to the full windup. Next pitch is upstairs, and he falls behind in the count now at 2-1. Alexandria was given an extra out earlier this half inning on an error charged to the third baseman, Braylon Lucier. Now we've got a pitch, and it's going to be fouled. So 2-2 the count to Landon Guest-Norling. Cardinals hoping to take full advantage, but it's up to Landon Guest-Norling to try to keep this half inning going. Bases loaded and 2 gone. Alexandria looking to add to a 3-1 lead. Here's the windup by Gansky. Pitch on the way, and it's upstairs, and now the string is out. The next pitch will be what I like to call an action pitch. It's going to mean something here. Every runner will be moving from the respective bases. The payoff pitch on the inside corner for strike 3 called. Oh my, Gunnar Gansky is able to wiggle out of major danger in the bottom of the 5th inning. He gets a called third strike of Landon Guest-Norling, and that will end the Alexandria threat. The Cardinals cannot add to their 2-run lead. No runs, 1 hit, 1 Bemidji error, 3 left on board. Through the end of 5 in Game 2 of this varsity baseball doubleheader, on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, it's Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1.
Ford, Lincoln, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep. Make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Juettner Motors your best price dealer.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emma.
And I'm Dr. AJ. We're the dentists at the Alexandria Dental Clinic, where advanced care meets a family-first approach.
From cosmetic dentistry and Invisalign to restorative work and pediatric care.
Alexandria Dental Clinic, your smile's new best friend. Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new unused equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
We move to the 6th inning in Game 2 of a varsity baseball doubleheader on location at Knute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. Thanks so much for joining us for our Friday evening coverage. D-Mac and JP Boline with Steve D as our main man at Master Control at KXRA Radio. Leading off the 6th inning for Bemidji is a different batter as Jack Zellman was in this spot, but the hitter now is Leo McKeon. And he swings and misses, and it's 1 strike. So McKeon with a plate appearance here in the top of the 6th inning. Next opportunity or next throw from Griffin Wimmer misses the strike zone. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, and you're looking at Alexander, you want to get out of this inning. You want to get a quick inning. If you're Bemidji, obviously you need runs in this inning. It's been hard to come by, get base runners, and missed an opportunity last inning, and so both teams, it's going to be a pivotal 6th inning.
Yeah, so strike here makes the count 1-2 to Leo McKeon. Next pitch is in the dirt, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Griffin Wimmer just threw his 71st pitch in tonight's game. 49 have been for strikes. He has walked just 1 batter. Ironically, that Bemidji batter came around to score. He's got 5 strikeouts in the game, 3 hits allowed, only 1 for extra bases. 2-2 to the leadoff batter, Leo McKeon in the 6th. Pitch on the way, it's hit to the left side, foul. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alexandria won Game 1 of this doubleheader by the score that we have on the board right now, 3-1.
It's been a pretty similar game, too, throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, both teams really pitching well in this contest. Runs have been tough to score. Now we've got a pitch again fouled off. Leo McKeon trying to turn this into a quality plate appearance. One of the keys for Griffin Wimmer, he has only allowed the leadoff batter to get on 1 time in this game. That was back in the 2nd inning when James Garrison got hit by a pitch, and then shortly after that got picked off. Here's a pitch on the outside corner. Strike 3 is called, and Leo McKeon is out number 1 in the top of the 6th inning.
Boy, I mean, Wimmer has really painted the strike zone a couple of times here tonight and had some really big strikeouts.
Yeah, I believe he has 3 of his 6 strikeouts being called thirds, so that's again a testament to his good location. Genski now the batter here for Bemidji. 1 for 2 in this evening's contest. He takes high and away, ball 1. Of course, if you're Griffin Wimmer, you want to try to continue to accumulate outs. At the moment, Bemidji has the potential tying run in the on-deck circle, and if you're Wimmer, you want to keep him there. Here's a pitch up and in, and it's 2 balls, no strikes.
And it just seems like Wimmer, anytime he gets he's got 1 walk, 1 hit batter, but anytime he gets into some trouble in an at-bat, he just regroups so well, and he pounds the strike zone right away.
Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1. We are in the 6th inning. 2-0 the count. Next pitch is going to be a hit to the right side, and a nice grab by Evan Zabel, as it was a liner that he was able to keep off the turf. Zabel makes the grab, and there are 2 away. Gansky gets robbed of a base hit by Alexandria senior Evan Zabel.
Yeah, that was a rocket there and a great snag there by Zabel. He's made a couple of pretty nice defensive plays, obviously DH'd in the first game, but he's had quite a few assists and quite a few outs too tonight.
And now Wyatt Turvestall will be the batter, and he takes a pitch from Wimmer for a strike. It's 0-1.
So, I mean, if you look at this inning alone, I mean, the strikeout was huge. It was a full count. It was a good at-bat, but then the second at-bat, too, it was a hit or a bat that looked like it was going to be a hit, but it was snagged out. So,
another pitch catches the outer part of the plate for a strike called. So now the count is 0-2 to Wyatt Turvestall. He got called out on strikes against Wimmer in the 4th inning. He is now the first baseman for Bemidji. The windup by Wimmer. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as Wyatt Turvestall is down on strikes, and Wimmer sets down Bemidji in order 1-2-3. To the bottom of the 6th we go in game 2 of this varsity baseball doubleheader on the Glenwood State Bank Scoreboard. Alexandria leads Bemidji 3-1.
It's the right time for a getaway. Nah, nah, hey, hey. It's the right time for a getaway. Let's get away.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
The Bemidji Lumberjacks are going to make a few defensive changes as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. I did anticipate that Gunnar Gansky would be getting pretty close to the end of the night. He ended up throwing a little more than 90 pitches in this game and really worked out of a big jam on the bottom of the 5th inning to keep this game where it's at. Braylon Lucier will now come in to throw for the Jacks. He started the game defensively at third base. The starting pitcher, Gunnar Gansky, will stay in the game, now playing on the right side of the infield at second. And the starting second baseman, Heaton Brodina, has moved over to third. So Jim Grimm, the head coach of the Bemidji Lumberjacks, has switched up his defense, and he's incorporated a lot of people that were not in the game as starters. James Garrison was in the starting lineup, and now Wyatt Turvestall is in the game defensively at first base. And I believe we had another player, Eli Kringen, who came in to bat earlier in the game, and I think he might be out in left field, but I did not confirm that ahead of time. But Kringen came off the bench for a pinch hitting appearance. So Lucia's going to face the top of the order here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Alexandria owning a 3-1 lead. Here is Connor Anderson to lead off, and he bounces one to the left side foul.
This is only the third pitcher that we've seen between two teams in the last in this doubleheader.
Yeah. Alexandria's used 2 pitchers, both of their starters, and now Bemidji has gone to relief for the first time here after Turvestall had a complete game loss in game 1. Strike is called here, and it's quickly 0-2 to Connor Anderson. Ty Miller and Brody Adelman are scheduled to follow here in the Alexandria 6th. Cardinals up by a deuce. Here's a pitch high from Lucier. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bemidji will be playing a lot of baseball games in the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Moorhead will head to Bemidji for a doubleheader next week. And right at the end of the regular season, Bemidji will have Hermantown for a doubleheader in Bemidji as Connor Anderson pops one up left side, and the catch is made by the shortstop Berg, and there's one away. And then Bemidji will also travel down to Brainerd for a doubleheader. So doubleheaders have been kind of the thing for the Lumberjacks. This game is only game number 9 for Bemidji this year.
Yeah, they're going to have a busy second half of the season here.
Ty Miller steps in now, owning 1 for 3 performance at the plate, and he swings, lost one out to right field. This one is going to be playable, and the catch is made. I think that was catch by Leo McKeon out in right, so there is 2 gone for the reliever Braylon Lucier for Brody Adelman, the Alexandria batter.
Anytime you want, or you bring in a reliever too, you want him to get quick outs. He doesn't need to, have 5 strikeouts in a row. I mean, it's those quick outs, get the bats back in your hands, and he's doing a good job at it now for Bemidji.
Brody Adelman in the game, officially 1 for 3 with a double. That occurred back in the 1st inning. Last time up, popped to second. Alexandria with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning and then tacked on 1 in the 4th. Bemidji's lone run was scored in the top of the 5th. Here's a pitch out of the strike zone, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals trying to go 2 for 2 against their Class 4A Section 8 rival Bemidji Lumberjacks. Potentially 3 outs away from making that happen. Here's a slow bouncer out in front of the plate. The catcher Duckin makes the play, and the throw to first is good for the out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning as Braylon Lucier was able to do what he needed to do. And now we'll find out if the Lumberjacks have one late inning rally in them. Last ups for the Jacks as the 7th inning is ahead. The baseball doubleheader. It's Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1.
It's the right time for a getaway. It's the right time for a getaway. Let's get away.
When you come to Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill, you can count on great food, over 30 beers on tap, and a creative drink menu.
Come join us today at Fat Daddy's Bar and Grill in Alexandria.
Good service, good friends, and a great place to eat.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Prep Baseball on the Leighton Media platforms, including the Voice of Alexandria streaming channel on YouTube. And we appreciate you listening in to 1490 AM, 100.3 and 105.7 FM, KXRA Alexandria. Steve D is our KXRA radio studio engineer, and on location from Arnie Backus, Glenwood State Bank Field at Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. Along with JP Boline, I am Dave McClurg. Braylon Lucier leads off the 7th, facing Griffin Wimmer, who's trying to follow up what Landon Guest Norling did earlier today, and that's earn a complete game win on the hill. It's 3-1 Alexandria. Lucier in the game 0 for 2. Here's a pitch a little bit low, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Lucier, Heaton Brodina, and Eli Kringen are the scheduled batters, I believe, for Bemidji here in the 7th. Wimmer going to the full windup with nobody on base, delivers in the dirt. Ball 2. The Jacks need a base runner to get the potential tying run to the plate. Bemidji did have the tying run at the plate in the 5th inning when you had an RBI on a ground out, and then another ground out after that left a base runner at 3rd. Here it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Now we've got a soft liner off to the right side foul, and it's 2-2. The only batter that Griffin Wimmer has walked in this game has come around to score. He also hit 1 batter. He has yielded 3 hits, 1 earned run, and 7 Ks. Make it 8 as we've got a pitch swung on and missed, and Lucier's down on strikes for the 2nd time in this game.
Man, he just seems to really thrive when the pressure's on him. I mean, it's the 7th inning. You're looking for a full game, a complete game here, and another big-time strikeout for Alexandria's Wimmer.
And 1 gone here, and we do have a different batter for the Bemidji Lumberjacks here. It is J.D. Wood. That's right, I think Wood did enter earlier, but J.D. Wood now at the plate here. Swings and misses, and it's 1 strike. Then a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2. So Wood trying to get something going for Bemidji, which is down to its final 2 outs. Wimmer continuing to pitch strong in the 7th. Fastball, and it is too high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1. The Cardinals have out-hit Bemidji 8-3 in this game. The Lumberjacks have 2 errors. Alexandria has 1. 1-2 the count. Next pitch is hit, fielded by the pitcher Wimmer. Throw to first, and there's 2 away. So Griffin Wimmer showing his fielding skills at the hill. Getting a bouncer off the bat of J.D. Wood. And now it'll be up to Eli Kringen to keep the game going for the Bemidji Lumberjacks.
Yeah, that's just great athleticism there from Wimmer, too. And 2 outs and 1 more out to go.
Kringen 0 for 1. Right, actually has not had an official plate appearance. He drew a walk last time up and actually scored Bemidji's lone run in this game. The Jacks are now 1 out away from being held to 2 runs by Alexandria's pitchers in 14 innings. 0-1 to Kringen. Next pitch a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Once we wrap up our play-by-play, we will have a full Juettner Motors post-game show. I believe we'll have a couple of Alexandria Cardinal players joining us upstairs atop the first base press box here at Canute Nelson Memorial Park. Fastball sails too far inside, and it's 2-1. Of course, if Kringen can get on base, you've got Reese Dockin in the on-deck area. He's 2 for 2 tonight. So that's the goal for Kringen. And he committed on the 2-1 pitch. He went too far around, and it's 2-2. I know Griffin Wimmer has been pitching with a lot of confidence right now, but he would like to settle the game here. He does not want to have to face Dockin a 3rd time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big pitch.
2-2 the count. Wimmer going to the full windup here, and the pitch to Kringen. On the outside corner, strike 3 is called, and that's the ball game. So Kringen gets caught looking for the 3rd out, Alexandria wins 2 against their Class 4A Section 8 rival Bemidji Lumberjacks, winning both games by identical scores. Bemidji goes up and down in order in the top of the 7th inning. How about the work for senior Griffin Wimmer? He retired the last 8 batters that he saw in this game. 2 complete game performances on the hill. Landon Guest-Norling in game 1, Griffin Wimmer in game 2, and Alexandria goes 2 for 2 at Canute today, winning the nightcap over Bemidji 3-1. That's going to do it for our play-by-play. For our studio engineer back at KXRA Radio, Steve D, and for our on-site engineer for the YouTube coverage, we'll make this a 3-minute break, and then we'll get rolling with our Juettner Motors post-game report after this timeout.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving.
I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website, because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Hi, this is Bob with Northside Collision Center. Having your vehicle's collision repair fixed can be a hassle and inconvenient. That's why people call us at Northside Collision Center.
763-3224.
Northside Collision.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
From your first home to a growing family, life keeps moving. Hi, I'm Sarah Iverson with State Farm Insurance. Every change means something new to protect. Let's start a conversation today about your peace of mind, because like a good neighbor, Sarah Iverson will be there.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
The Tradesman Construction has built a rich history as being the premier, most referred, full-service general contractor in the area. They are a proud supporter of all Alexandria Cardinal teams. Find them online at tradesmanconstruction.com.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Cardinals fans, did you know that Cenex Midtown Express has a gas pump designated to support Alexandria Public Schools? For each gallon purchased, 2 cents will be donated to the schools. Pump up your pride at Cenex, your local hometown choice in Alexandria and Garfield. Owned by the community, supporting the community.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real.
I know that the viewers on our YouTube channel aren't able to get some of the background as we transition back into our live broadcast coverage, but chef's kiss to Steve D, our KXRA radio studio engineer back at Master Control, after Alexandria does take 2 against the Bemidji Lumberjacks. Ironically, 2-run wins for Alexandria, both by identical 3-1 scores. Along with JP Boline, I am D-Mac Dave McClurg, welcoming you to our post-game report presented to you by Juettner Motors in Alexandria. Again, pitching ruled the day here at Knute Nelson Memorial Park. Only 8 runs combined by the two teams. Fortunately for Alexandria, the Cardinals were able to get enough offense in each of the 2 games to back up a pair of complete game performances. Landon Guest-Norling getting the complete game victory in the first game, and then Griffin Wimmer coming back to get the complete game in game 2. So Jake Munch and Chris Kep and the Alexandria Cardinals used just 2 pitchers in getting the victory today. And we will talk more as we've got a couple of the Alexandria Cardinal players joining us here following this victory as Alexandria gets the 2 wins to go to 10-7 on the year. I believe we're going to visit with Landon Guest-Norling as our first post-game interview guest. By the way, our post-game interview is being brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. How far would you drive for a great deal from Quality Toyota? What's your number? You can visit online at qualitytoyota.net, or the next time you're in the community of Fergus Falls, you can stop by their showroom on West Lincoln Avenue. And first of all, Landon, congratulations on the terrific performance. I know that we're on our YouTube channel right now, but we're also on the radio where people can't see your uniform numbers. So when you suit up on game night, what is your number?
Number 4.
Okay, very good. Has number 4, has that been your jersey of all your varsity years here for Alexandria?
My sophomore year, I got the chance to have 13. Didn't really get a choice there, but junior year and this year, I got to pick number 4.
Very good. Landon, let's talk a little bit about what you were able to contribute. Obviously, major effort in game 1 of this doubleheader. Describe your pitching performance. I think you give up an unearned run, 3 singles in the game, no walks. I mean, there was a lot to like about that performance, but how do you analyze what you did on the hill?
Well, it's always good to have an opportunity to go out and pitch in front of a big crowd on a Friday night. Honestly, it's just all about throwing strikes, filling up the zone, and letting our defense do the work. They did a really good job tonight.
Yeah, I know that in the first game, of course, Alexandria played some pretty solid defense. I know, I think there was one error on your part, and I think Nolan Fedig had an error, but you take those away and the limited number of base runners, I mean, you really seem to keep Bemidji's offense down. When you came to the realization, Landon, that you were going to be one of the pitchers against Bemidji, which has a lot of left-handed batters in the lineup, were you excited about that prospect?
Well, actually, before the game, I had no idea they had so many lefties, but once the first inning I went out, I looked into Bemidji's dugout, and there was like 6 guys standing there with left-hand swings, and I'm like, I better just do what I can do, spam the outside pitches, and try to get them to make some weak contact.
I had you somewhere in the neighborhood of 72 pitches, and my count is obviously unofficial, but what was working well for you in that Game 1 win?
I think fastball location was huge. I wasn't leaving too many balls right down the middle of the plate, and they seemed to be looking at a lot of first pitch strikes, so that's kind of where I took control, just filling up the zone early in the count, and that kind of went from there.
We are getting together right now with Landon Guest-Norling. He was the Game 1 winning pitcher as Alexandria defeated Bemidji 3-1. And for duplicity's sake, Alexandria took the second game by a score of 3-1. Landon, regarding the second game, I know we'll have Griffin in as one of our guests coming up in just a few moments here, but what did you see out of the team? I know that you were not in the game at the start. You eventually came into the game in the outfield as an injury replacement, if you will. But what encouraged you about the second game performance?
Well, first of all, these injuries got to stop. It's very unfortunate, the big top key guys going down. But second game, obviously Griffin pitched his butt off tonight. I think we only had 1 error, so that's huge as well. Limited base runners, too. Griffin filled up the zone, got the big strikeouts when we needed it, and we took advantage of our guys being in scoring position, and we got those big-time hits.
I know that Coach Munch was sharing with me ahead of the game. He said, we're kind of yearning for having more productive at-bats with runners in scoring position. And, I think there were about 5 or 6 hits with runners in scoring position in the doubleheader combined, but yet that's more productivity than what Bemidji was able to display. And, it seems like if you can be the better team with batting average with runners in scoring position, you're going to win a lot of games. Is that a positive you can pull out of this doubleheader?
For sure. Definitely taking advantage of those base hits were huge.
Excellent. Landon, I'm going to ask you to hand the mic off, and we'll have you stay up here because I want to communicate with you and your 2 teammates when we get into the following break. But congratulations on the great effort in this doubleheader.
Thank you, D-Mac.
And now we're going to bring in Griffin Wimmer to the conversation. We will have a total of 3 players joining us, both of the winning pitchers and then a key person from the outfield who was able to contribute in both games of the doubleheader. But Griffin Wimmer, great to be connecting with you. For those that are listening to the radio right now and aren't watching on the YouTube channel, what is your number when you suit up on game night?
I'm number 11.
Okay, excellent. Is there any particular reason why you have jersey number 11? Is it one that was assigned to you and you just decided to keep it, or?
Lucky number 11.
Okay, very good. Griffin, you had an excellent performance on the hill. Did your teammate Landon's effort in game number 1, did that fuel you at all, to come out and, try to do what he was able to do?
Oh, for sure. Always got to be better than him. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, a little friendly competitive rivalry between these 2 very good left-handers for the Alexandria Cardinals. What were your thoughts, Griffin? Obviously, you were in the game defensively at first base in the first game of the doubleheader before going to the hill in game number 2, but have you come up against any opponents this year that provide as many left-handed bats as what Bemidji did, besides maybe your own team?
No, I don't think it's been close. Maybe 2 or 3 a game at most, but no.
Your effort, you go 7 innings. I had you unofficially around 90, 91 pitches, somewhere in that neighborhood in the complete game performance. How would you analyze, what you were able to do in getting this team a win?
I mean, I would say energy was a big part of it. I think we stepped up towards the middle of the game, and then it just was fueling me to keep going.
Another staple of both of these games, early offense for the Alexandria Cardinals. I think after 2 innings in each of the 2 games, you had a 2-0 lead. How beneficial is it, Griffin, that you're able to get some early run support? Because it seems when I talked to Coach Munch, there have been a number of times this year where your team's trying to battle back from deficits.
Yeah, for sure. It was great. I mean, just helps me relax on the mound, just knowing I have a lead and my defense can do the work to back me up.
We are getting together here with Griffin Wimmer, the winning pitcher in game number 2 of the Alexandria baseball doubleheader sweep over section rival Bemidji. Alexandria goes to 10-7 with the 2 wins here. And, another neat thing about what you were able to contribute, Griffin, after you gave up the double to Reese Dockin, he ended up being the last batter to reach for Bemidji in the game. You end up retiring the last 8 batters, and I think in each of the last 4 innings, the first guy you faced struck out. Was there a certain, level of confidence or a certain rhythm that you were feeling where you kind of mowed through Bemidji's lineup late?
I mean, just kept calling the pitches and allowing me to get ahead was great, and then it just fueled me from there, and I could pound the zone with whatever pitch.
I know that Nolan Johnson can do some catching for Alexandria. I think that was the case in Landon's game, but Sam Wiseman was behind the dish in game number 2. Has Sam been a catcher for you at all this spring, or was this a first opportunity? Or?
Oh, yeah, I would say majority of games he catches for me, and I love it. He does a great job, helps me out with a few pitches, probably gets me a few extra strikes.
Excellent. Griffin, your team able to get a couple of wins this week, a 3-1 week overall for Alexandria. I know you've got some more games coming up next week, including Youth Night here against Sauk Rapids on Tuesday, but what do you anticipate the Alexandria Cardinals can do over what's left of this high school baseball season?
I mean, I just hope we can keep it rolling, get into playoffs, and do what we know we can do.
This is going to be exciting because Section 8 of Class 4A has been like the wild, wild west ever since we went to 4 classes. There's only been one time in 4 years that the number 1 seed has gotten out of this section, and that was St. Cloud 2 years ago. Moorhead was a number 7 seed last year, and the Spuds ultimately went to state representing this section. But what are your thoughts, Griffin, about being in a new playoff home where now Brainerd and St. Cloud and Bemidji and the Moorhead Spuds are among your section rivals?
I love it. I mean, means we got to work a lot harder, but having better competition is always needed, and it just is fun to beat those teams when we're not expected to.
Very good. Final wrap up for you before we turn the microphone over to Ty here. You were involved in a special ceremony before the start of school on Wednesday morning. I believe you and 19 of your fellow class of 2026 students were able to participate in a spring signing ceremony. You were involved, I believe you're heading down to Collegeville to be at St. John's University. What spurred your decision to become a Johnny after you graduate?
I mean, the campus is beautiful, looking for a good education, and want to play baseball somewhere, and I know that's what I can do down there. And I know a couple of the guys going down there, so.
Yeah, and I know that, that campus has developed nicely. They've got a terrific baseball field right on the school grounds, so you don't go over to the MAC or anything like that anymore, at least for games that you play against conference rivals. But, Griffin, we're going to ask you to stay up here, and we'll let you be spectator for Ty Miller's interview. But thanks a lot for the time, and congrats on the great performance on the hill today.
Thank you.
Now we're going to get the microphone over to Ty Miller, our third guest as part of our post-game show as Alexandria wins 2 over the Bemidji Lumberjacks. And Ty, first of all, I'm D-Mac. I know I'll be seeing more of you in the years ahead and everything because I think you like to hoop it up in the wintertime and so on. But tell our listeners or the viewers who might be plugged into the interview, what is your number when you suit up on game day?
My number currently is number 19.
All right. Now, I know you're an underclassman for the Cardinals. As you continue to age, getting closer to your own graduation, might you seek a number change?
Actually for baseball, I've always been number 15. And then because of the deep run for basketball, I got last choice. But so far, I mean, number 19's been lucky for me this year, so I might just stick with it.
Very good. Ty, you ended up getting into service today, playing both games in the outfield for the Alexandria Cardinals. How much varsity experience had you had before coming into the action today? Because I understand that Jackson Waltzing was one of the players that got sidelined earlier in the week.
Yeah, it was a really unfortunate deal for him and the team because he's a really great player. But, this is my first 2 varsity games, and I don't know, I've just been hitting really well on JV, so they decided to bring me up, and I was happy to get some hits for the team today.
When you made that elevation onto the varsity level, Ty, were you nervous at all? Or, are you able to share what the emotions might have been like as you realize that you're going to be up with a big club here?
Yeah, I was definitely a little nervous, but I just feel like in my other experiences, like in basketball and other sports and stuff, it was a pretty smooth transition, and there's just a great group of guys that support me.
You know, Ty, kind of cross-referencing to what you do during the winter time, you were part of a state tournament team for the Alexandria Cardinals in boys basketball. What a run that Forrest Witt and his staff, which includes your father, as part of the last several years and everything. But what was it like to, play in venues like Target Center and, going through that run that you did, 3 home playoff games, and, you had nearly full houses for the last 2 against Monticello and Elk River to get the section championship?
Yeah, it's just awesome. It's electric. when you have good programs like for sports in Alexandria, like there is right now, you get a lot of people that want to come see it, and it's just awesome. And once you get on a good team that is going to make a run, you just kind of find a rhythm, and I hope that's what we find for our baseball team this year.
I know that you're going to become more familiar. Unfortunately, you've got some teammates that are sidelined right now, but do you envision getting more playing time in varsity action in the games ahead, Ty?
I'm not quite sure, but all I know is if I get put in the situation where I'm going to play, I'm going to do my best and do what I can for the team to win.
I'd like to ask you about your plate appearances. I think you had a double, I think, to lead off in your first plate appearance in the first game of the doubleheader. I think you were able to get on base, a couple of other times. But how are you feeling up at the plate in your at-bats?
It was just a little change from JV to varsity. The pitch is coming in a little quicker. But today I was just seeing the ball pretty well and was barreling it, so it felt good.
And, of course, you made a nice running defensive catch early on in that first game. Did that kind of settle your nerves a little bit, having a ball hit out your way and showing some of that sprinter speed that you've got?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely like a good sign when just something good happens, so you can kind of just keep it on a roll.
We are getting together right now with Ty Miller from the Alexandria baseball team. Pressed into action on the varsity level because of some injuries to teammates. He was able to play in both games and had some production as Alexandria won twice over Bemidji by scores of 3-1 in both games. As you start to get to know a little bit more about this baseball team, Ty, what do you think the Alexandria Cardinals can do over the last couple of weeks of the regular season, and then what lies ahead in the section tournament?
Obviously we got some great pitchers out here, including the two guys with me. And just a problem that's kind of, not really a problem, but the thing that's been with us all year is our bats. And I think when we have great pitchers that back us up, and I think if we get hot, if we start hitting pretty well, we can go on a really deep run.
I'd like to get your thoughts. I was hearing, a lot of noise from the Alexandria dugout, especially when Bemidji's pitcher Gunnar Gansky was on the hill in the second game of the doubleheader. Is it fair to say that the energy was quite high in that third base dugout as the doubleheader was rolling along?
Yeah, it was definitely really, really loud, and we did have coach tell us to quit being so annoying at a time, but yeah, I think there's I don't know all of it, but I think there's quite a rivalry between these two teams.
I know you are going to get more varsity experience in both baseball and basketball and other activities in the years ahead, but are you starting to plug into some of these rivalries with Alexandria, such as against Bemidji or against Brainerd or, some of the other teams that you play, the Wilmer Cardinals and so on?
Yeah, for sure, it goes back to, different sports, and it goes back a long ways. I just know Bemidji's, we've always kind of had a rivalry with Bemidji in multiple sports for a long time. And I just think today we got the better of them.
And, hopefully that bodes well for the time ahead. Ty, we appreciate the comments after the game. Congratulations on a good debut on the varsity level, and we'll look forward to visiting with you in the weeks and months ahead.
All right, thank you.
There is Ty Miller, joined by Griffin Wimmer and Landon Gass-Norling. 3 players as our quality Toyota Cardinal athlete players of the doubleheader. Alexandria wins twice by scores of 3-1 and 3-1 over the Bemidji Lumberjacks. More of our Juettner Motors post-game report after we take this timeout.
Trum Drug has things in every aisle that you won't find anywhere else, and many of them are made right here in Minnesota. Stop in and grab something for yourself, a friend, or family. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
If you haven't experienced all new Woodies, you're missing out on the best clean in town.
We installed all new equipment and high suction vacuum service,
but kept our personalized touch with our pre-wash and hand drying service.
Get your shine on
at Woody's Car Wash in the heart of downtown Alexandria.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard, we build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
At ALP Utilities, we're proud to be a community-owned public power and water utility. That means local decisions, reliable service, and reinvesting in Alexandria. From classrooms to sidelines, we're proud to be a part of the moments that bring our community together.
There is a man, an insurance man, located in the birthplace of America, where he is committed to helping you find the best coverage for your needs.
Welcome. I'm Keith. When you think of insurance, think of Bill Marks, where we do the shopping for you.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
We welcome you back to Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria. One final time for our Juettner Motors post-game report. Again, happy totals for the Alexandria Cardinals. 3-1 times 2. So two-run victories for Alexandria. The Cardinal pitchers, Landon Guest-Norling in Game 1 and Griffin Wimmer in Game 2, combined to hold Bemidji to just 2 runs in 14 innings of batting for the Lumberjacks. And, of course, Alexandria takes 2 against one of their section rivals. And JP, I know that you were kind of behind the camera and everything like that, helping out for the video work, but fun to visit with all 3 of those players. Of course, Ty Miller's one we'll probably get to know more about as he's in his sophomore year at Alexandria Area High School, so plenty of varsity experience ahead for him. But what a debut, coming in, stepping in with some teammates injured, and the production that he had. And what are some of your impressions of what we saw unfold over the last 4 hours or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's just consistency and, just being a solid baseball team all the way from the pitching, from the hitting, from the fielding. I mean, only a couple errors. And in a doubleheader, that's tough. That's a long time to be on the field. I know the pitchers did a great job, so they weren't on the field, I guess, as long as they could have been. But it's just a long time to be at the ballpark, and to stay focused, it's got to be difficult. So you got to congratulate them on just staying focused and for 2 games, and just 2 really well played baseball games between both teams, and 2 teams that are going to be wanting some section title achievements later in the season.
Yeah, I get the feeling, obviously these are good wins for the Alexandria Cardinal baseball team, but, honestly, the last few years when Alexandria was in Section 8 AAA, not the results that they wanted. They went 2 and through last year in the section tournament, and, they're hoping that in the new home things will be a little bit different, but I don't know if there is a dominant team in the section. Bemidji will play a number of section games still to come. They've already got a win at Monticello. They've got another win over the St. Cloud Crush at the start of the year. So to get a couple of wins against a Bemidji team that is already doing well against section rivals is a good deal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and like you said, this section, it's up for grabs. I mean, there's Monticello's probably, the hottest team, I guess, right now, but they've fallen
Bemidji
a couple
beat
of
them
times.
on Wednesday,
yeah,
6-2. So
and looking at streaks, nobody's got a streak over 2 games for either losing or winning. I mean, I guess whoever made this graphic put Bemidji losing the last 25 games, but that's not right. They've lost their last 2 now, but it's just a really strong section. It's going to be fun, being first year in this section too, and obviously there's a lot of familiar opponents that Alexandria has played in previous years, like Brainerd, like St. Cloud, and Bemidji, it's going to be, it's just going to be a fun rest of the year.
Yep, so Alexandria with the pair of 3-1 victories today goes to 10-7 on the year. Bemidji suffers the 2 defeats, but You know, the Lumberjacks have a very good ball club. I know that their fans go home a little bit disappointed here about, evidently a power outage, if you will. Only scoring 2 runs and only 1 earned run in the 14 innings of batting. But again, testament to what Griffin Wimmer and Landon Guest-Norling did on the mound. Again, those 2 pitchers, I believe, combined to walk only 1 batter in the 14 innings of work. I think only 1 batter got hit by a pitch, and the 2 pitchers combined to hold Bemidji to 6 hits in the doubleheader. Bemidji only had 3 hits in the unearned run in the 3-1 loss in Game 1, and then 3 more hits in game number 2. Ironically, 2 of those by the Bemidji player who was in the on-deck circle at the end of the game. So Griffin Wimmer not only ended up closing that game strong, but he kept getting outs, and as it would turn out, he would end up with a total of 8 strikeouts in this game. He ended up throwing 94 pitches and getting the complete game win. But I don't know what it is that Alexandria is 6-7 in games that are not featured on our latent media platforms. 4-0 when we show up. I don't want to take any credit whatsoever. I think that's just more coincidence than anything else.
Well, and the other thing is the games that we have done, I mean, they've came off losses. I think every single game that we've done with Alexandria baseball, they've come off of a loss, and that's just a testament to what they can do, facing some adversity and, adjusting their mistakes. So that's, I think, one thing that you got to point out, too. And obviously, in section play, you get a couple opportunities. Like, if you lose, you can win and through. But you got to string together some wins here, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the one notable exception when we were up in Fergus Falls 2 days prior,
yes,
Alexandria had the wins against Brainerd, and Jackson Waltzing had the complete game, perfect game in that game before Alexandria went to Fergus. So unfortunately, Jackson is sidelined a little bit right now for injury, but hopefully we can see him back. But what a way to close out April for Jackson Waltzing. A perfect game on the mound where he throws 64 pitches and 47 strikes and setting all 21 batters down. And then he goes 5 for 5 at the plate 2 days later in one of our latent media broadcasts. So again, we hope for the best for him, and that he might be able to suit up again for the Alexandria Cardinal baseball team somewhere in the near future. So Alexandria, again, 10-7 on the year. Your Game 2 line score had Alexandria finishing with 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 9 runners left on base. Bemidji had 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors, and the Lumberjacks stranded just 3 base runners. Alexandria used just 2 pitchers today. Landon Guest-Norling with the 7-inning complete game win, allowing 1 unearned run. He would end up throwing just 72 pitches for his complete game effort. And then Griffin Wimmer gets the complete game victory in Game 2. 94 pitches for him in that Game 2 victory with 8 strikeouts along the way. And I know that throughout the season, Alexandria has pitched well and defended well, and fortunately, they got just enough hits. I mean, when you're getting good pitching, you don't need to have a cluster of hits to win a lot of games.
Yeah, I think they would like to have some bigger innings, and some of that came from unfortunate circumstances. Actually, somehow in back-to-back games here today, in each game of the doubleheader, where it looked like Alexandria was going to score 1 or 2 runs on a hit, and then an injury happens, and they get taken out on the injuries. So that's the unfortunate. You can't do anything about that. So can't fault them on that. But yeah, you're going to want to, string together some big innings is never going to hurt, of course. So, but really good at batting with runners in scoring position. Good base running today. I think that's something Alexandria has done good this year that we've seen. And not a whole lot of mistakes in the field either.
Yeah, and those players that ended up leaving due to injury, I believe it was Brom Peterson in Game 1, Zach Iverson in Game 2, and ironically, both of those players are outfielders for Alexandria. And that leads me to believe that Ty Miller's stay on the varsity level might be lasting a little while longer.
Yeah, and if he keeps hitting like that, I mean, it's it's something to be looking forward to for the future. And I mean, look at Ty Miller too in the basketball season. He came in off the bench. He played a little JV and then a little varsity for most of the games, but when there was injuries, he was one that did come in and play pretty good. I mean, played solid, and he's got a good future in basketball and baseball.
So Alexandria with the 2 wins, now at 10-7 on the year. The Cardinals will be hosting Sauk Rapids Rice on Tuesday night. Alexandria Youth Baseball Night here at the park. The JV game will start at 4:30. The varsity game will follow around 7. Young people that are wearing their Alexandria Youth Baseball jersey are going to get a free ballpark-themed meal on Tuesday night. There's going to be a lot of energy in the ballpark, and we hope you can come on out. I know we're going to be on hand to do the broadcast on Voice of Alexandria's YouTube channel and on KXRA Radio, but don't let our presence keep you away. This is a beautiful facility which has been updated in the last couple of years. It's where we hold our annual craft beer tour event. I believe that has a new name change. I like to refer to it as the Heavy Bevy Fevy, coming up on July 17th, the Leighton Media Beverage Fest here. That's for the adults, age eligible and everything like that. But still, this hosts a lot of different events, ball games all spring and summer long. And I know the Alexandria Legends from Alexandria Technical and Community College have had a terrific year so far, and they play here starting in late March and go all the way through April into early May. So, JP, you and I will be back here on Tuesday night. I hope you enjoy the weekend. In the meantime, I think you're around the campus for a little while tomorrow morning, as am I. You're not going to venture down to the capital city tomorrow night, are you? Or
Monday, I might make an appearance. So it might be a tired JP on Tuesday morning, but
wow.
There is a chance. Hopefully it's not an elimination chance.
You are a young enough fella, though, where you can regenerate that energy much, much easier.
Yeah. We'll find out, that's for sure.
Well, JP, again, thanks a lot for the efforts. Great to work with you and with Jade tonight here on site for our video work, and have a great weekend.
Yes, you too. I appreciate it.
That is JP Boline, my broadcast partner for Alexandria Cardinal Baseball and Fast Pitch Softball throughout the spring of 2026. We'll have 2 play-by-play broadcasts next week. Alexandria Softball next Friday when the Cardinals have their regular season home finale against Monticello. That will be a 5 o'clock game at the Alexandria Area High School Softball Complex. Cardinal Baseball on Tuesday night with Alexandria hosting Sauk Rapids Rice. It's Alexandria Baseball Youth Night here at the park. Varsity game will start at 7, so we'll be on the air with the Juettner Motors pregame show around 6:30 Tuesday night. Tomorrow morning, following radio's Homegrown on KXRA Radio, we're going to have another volume of the Cardinal Athlete Profile interview series brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. Earlier in the week, I had the opportunity to visit with 4 members of the Alexandria Fast Pitch Softball team. You'll hear my conversation with Lauren Getch, Mari Kavit, Greta Kelly, and Emily Nicola from the Alexandria Fast Pitch Softball team tomorrow morning between 9:45 and 10 during our Cardinal Athlete Profile interview series brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. Steve D has been our KXRA Radio studio engineer. Thanks to all of the boosters of our Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage who helped to bring you our play-by-play. For our videographer Jay and for JP Boline, Dave McClurg wishing you a good evening from Canute Nelson Memorial Park in Alexandria, where Alexandria takes 2 from the Bemidji Lumberjacks by 2 runs in each game. Game 1, Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1, and Game 2, Alexandria 3, Bemidji 1.